What's up, y'all? Yeah, I'm in the Think About It store, man. Think About It clothing. You know what I mean? Think About It store, Think About It clothing. If you're looking for the flyest threads to go with your fly feet pieces, make sure you holler at Think About It clothing.com or Think About It clothing on at Think About It clothing on IG. Think About It store. You know what I mean? Just think about it. At least that's what I'm. Even when you're doing something dumb, you think about it. Like, I want to do something dumb today. Like, let me think about what I want to do dumb today. Like, but that's not what Think About It is about, though, right? Think About It is more so like what you think, you become. All right? So, I mean, well, that's the crazy part, because some people be thinking dumb shit and they become the dumb shit. But we talk about more positive, on a positive note. You know what I mean? Your ambition, your aspirations, your goals, your dreams, things that you want to do in life. You know what I mean? You want to break the generational curse. You know what I'm saying? You want to do something totally different. You want to carry a legacy, and you want that legacy to carry on even when you're gone. You know what I mean? Where your kids and your grandkids and your siblings can live off of that. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about, actually. So this is what it's all about, man. But I'm gonna wait for some more people to come in, man, because I want to talk about this. Like, I was really thinking about the things the things that took place with Diddy, and I'm like, damn, they gave him 50 months. That's amazing. Like, 50 months is like, I don't know. That's about what, 4 years? 50 months, 4 years. I don't know. Let's see. Did he deserve it? Did he deserve 4 years? Was 4 or 5? How many? Is 5 or 4? How many? Oh, 10 months. So yeah.
Already got 16 months in.
He already got He already got 16 months. No, 14 to 16. 16?
14, 16.
I think he got like 14 in.
Federal, you don't got to do.
You ain't got to do the whole year, right?
Non-violent.
Right, non-violent. Yeah.
Essentially, you got to do 3 years, so another year and a half. Then you don't come in.
You know, it's so crazy because that man, he was ready. Like, he already had bookings and shows and everything. Like, and to me, I hate to say it like this, but that's just signs of being a narcissist. I think it was just signs of being a narcissist. And I'm not saying that he deserved to be inside prison, inside the federal prison that long. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, how did you feel in your heart that the judge was going to be like, yeah, man, we're going to let him out?
At this point in his career, it's like we don't know that he is a narcissist.
Well, right. He is a narcissist. Right. That's a fact. Like my brother Sheik said, he is a narcissist. One of the owners here, too, by the way, man. Think About It clothing. But it's like, bro, you've been locked up. I'm not even talking about your personal stuff. Like, I don't even want to go that far. But you've been locked up, and like everything that came out, like you perpetuate this person as love. And your definition of love might be what you into. Like, you got love for everybody, not like, you know what I'm saying? Like, in a major way. But why would you think that those people, why would you think in a million years that the judge, the DA, were going to say, let him go? Tell me why. You actually put you got a talking conversation, like you got speaking engagements, you got people out there setting you up, right? For you to come home. You really thought like you was coming right home. Don't get it twisted. I thought I was coming home. I thought you was coming home too. But I don't know. Did he deserve 4 years? Did he deserve that? No. Because in hindsight, we're not talking about the domestic violence part. In hindsight, we're not talking about nothing else. We're talking about prostitution or paying people right? Paying people to have sex with him. Why should he get that much time when it was clear as day Cassie was doing the same thing? Cassie was doing the same thing, people. Cassie was paying those guys for, Cassie was actually paying those guys to have sex with her. So how is he serving time? I would have thought time was served.
He got charged.
Right.
He got charged with flying constantly.
Right, that's what he got charged for. But my thing is like, yo, that's not even like, that's a non-violent crime.
It is, baby. They charged him.
Like I'm still confused on like it wasn't and it wasn't like he was forcing these guys
Go girl.
or girls. He didn't force nobody to do nothing. What's her name? What they call her? What did they call 50 Cent baby moms? Something one. Chat, tell me what they call. And shout out to everybody in the chat, man. The chat is growing. We on YouTube, the chat is growing. Shout out to y'all, man. This is my community is not based on talking down on people. My community is not based on talking about people right, wrong, or indifferent. My community is just based on layman's terms. How I feel about certain situations, and that's it. I look at things from an angel's advocate, but I also respect the devil's advocate. I don't like the devil's advocate, but you got to respect it, right? But for me, I'm looking at things from an angel's advocate. So, like I said before, for those who just came in, I don't think he deserved that time. But 50 Cent, he wasn't forcing nobody. He wasn't forcing men. He wasn't forcing women. He wasn't forcing anybody to do anything. So let me ask you a question, right? You my little latte. I'm going to call you a latte, right? I like to eat lattes. You know what I'm saying? Lattes taste good. I'm flying you from, I don't care, I don't know. You coming from Miami all the way to New York. I flew you in. Is that prostitution? Because we about to have, we're going to have X too? Y'all know what I'm trying to say. I got to watch out for these things because I don't be wanting to say the wrong thing. And then next thing you know, I'm getting hit with all types of fines and shit. But no, if I fly you in from Miami, you're not my girlfriend. You're somebody that I want to have fun with. Is that prostitution? Come on, man. See, what he got hit with, besides him being cocky, and that's sad because you could be cocky and a judge can be like, you know what? Nah, this is how we're going to do it. He got hit with everything else that they couldn't hit him with. That's it. That's it. So the judge said, you know what I'm going to do? Oh, word? I'm hearing you got this and I'm hearing you got that, and you think because you're begging me? No, I want to see you cry. Diddy, I want to see you weeping. I want to see you beg. That's why at the end of the day, you just got to stand firm. Right, wrong, or indifferent, you got to stand firm. Because you can cry. They had his kids out there writing letters and all of that. They even had it was another girl. It was another girl that said, hold up. I don't know about Cassie, and I don't know about 50 Cent baby moms, but I was cool. Diddy ain't make me do nothing I didn't want to do. I was cool. She even wrote a letter saying, yo, Diddy need to be home. He's not a violent guy. They said, nope. We couldn't hit you with a RICO. And let me ask y'all a question about this RICO, by the way. In order to have a RICO charge, it has to be more than one person. I can't catch a RICO by myself. Did y'all know that? Did you know that the RICO charge has to be more than one person? Diddy was all alone. See, you want to know what they thought Diddy was about to do? They thought Diddy was about to start just telling on people about everything. Yo, you know what? I know some people over here in Rhode Island. I ain't never telling on nobody from Harlem or New York, but I know some people up in Rhode Island. I know some people up in D.C. that I can hit y'all off with. They swore Diddy's about to, yo, listen, I even thought he was about to start telling on everybody about all types of shit. I ain't gonna front, man. It wasn't nothing to tell him. Unless he had other people that was doing things like the R word. Like if he knew people that was doing the R to people, you know what I'm saying, or little kids, then now we got a problem. Now we got a problem. Even when you look at the domestic violence piece, right? You got to say to yourself, that's a whole different entity. No matter how we look at it, it's a whole different entity. She ain't want to prosecute him. You know what she wanted to do? She wanted to take him to civil court. You want to know why? Because the money is worth more than the punishment. Hello? Hello? The money is worth more than the punishment. You dig? So this is why when I be looking at certain people, I be thinking to myself like, okay, damn, it definitely makes sense to be like, you know what? Let me see if I can get 30 million, 80 million, 100 million out the deal. Why not? Let me see if I can get 30 million, 80 million, 100 million out the deal, and I don't want him to go to jail. I want the money. I don't want him to go to jail. I want the money. So since you didn't want him to go to jail, Cassie, why are you up there talking about some, oh my God, I'm fearing for my life? No, if you were fearing for your life, you should have prosecuted his ass and said, I don't want the money. I want him to go to jail because guess what? I don't want nobody else doing what happened to me, allegedly. But come to find out, Cassie, you was hollering, yeah, come through. Yeah, come through. I got the money. I'm going to pay you. He wasn't making you do that. Diddy was not making you do that. Speak to me. You heard? So that's crazy, man. I mean, like at the end of the day, I feel like if y'all was going to prosecute him for anything, it should have been domestic violence, and that's it. That's it. And I look at Cassie totally different now. I mean, like, why is it always the most prettiest ones that everybody want to believe? Everybody believe the most prettiest ones. All they got to do is cry. All they got to do is cry and weep and whine, right? And they so pretty. No, Cassie, you was real nasty out there. You were real nasty, Cassie. Even 50 Cent baby moms. Yo, she even said it herself. Man, listen, I had to do what I had to do. 50 Cent baby mom says she had to do what she had to do. Why they not prosecuted? Why they not in jail? Somebody tell me why. Somebody tell me why is 50 Cent baby mom and Cassie not in jail? Can somebody tell me that? Why the people that he called to pay, that Cassie called, why they not in jail? Anybody? Can anybody answer that? It's a lot of people in here. Can anybody answer that? Come on, chat, talk to me. Why Cassie, the baby moms, not Diddy baby mom, 50 Cent baby mom, why the prostitutes that were called, why are they not in prison right now? Why is Sean Diddy Puffy Combs the only one that's in prison right now? Somebody tell me why. I'm waiting on somebody to talk to me, chat. Talk to me, chat. And this is what I'm saying. And this is why the prison system, the criminal justice system, the federal justice system, all of those systems are systems created to do whatever they want to people. The only thing that I seen bad about Diddy was domestic violence, and that was it. That's the only thing I seen about. This is the only thing. I'm not talking about his sexual preference. I'm not talking about that. Oh, he's a stupid pimp, huh? I mean, I guess. I'm not gonna go that far with it, because sometimes pimps make people do what they don't want to do. He wasn't holding people hostage. So I think if anything, you know what I'm saying, it should have been time served. I think that you know what I mean. He didn't. I mean, although he's not going to do the full 5 or 4 year, whatever years he got to do, because in federal prison I think it's like 10 months to a year. It's like 10 months to a year. So he's probably not going to do the full time, but it's just unfortunate. However, Diddy, you kind of like brought that on yourself a little bit, because you really thought you're that cocky, that arrogant, that bold. You're just that fucking, like, Diddy, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Why did you think that them folks was just going to do whatever the fuck you tell them to do? You know what I'm saying? What's up, family? What's the word?
That's crazy. I don't know how close nigga.
Like, why? What's up, family? What's the word? What about Usher? What about Usher? What about Usher? Because I don't know. What about Usher? But I don't understand. Like, why did Diddy think for a million years that he was like, I'm that powerful? I'm the man to the to the furthest extent. Let me come out here because you got custom.
Let me get ready real quick.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, what makes you think, like, are y'all crazy? Look at some of the stuff in the store, too, before I step out. What you think you become, man. Come on, man. Fire. Jackets. All that. Yeah, so I'm just super confused on why he really thought that he was that good that he could set up book and speaking engagements and stuff like that. I gotta go get my haircut. I'll be right back. I didn't even know it was this late. He could see. I didn't understand for the. You see that right there? Think about it. Yeah, I didn't understand. Like, why did you think you was that good to the point where the judge was gonna be like, "Yo, listen, yeah, you can go now. Let's go. You're good. You're not good, sir. You're not good." Word. Now let's talk about 50 Cent, right? Cause I just feel like 50 Cent, man. Like, what shit? Like, you wrote, all right, so you said you wrote I don't think you wrote a letter to the judge. I don't think so. But you did post something up on Instagram. You post something up on Instagram about, like you allegedly wrote to the judge, right? This is, to me, I feel like it's just pure jealousy. You want to know why? Because he was knocking down your baby moms. Like, 50 Cent is a real cocky person. You know what I'm saying? And he takes everything, like, he's not. That's the only, I feel like, and I feel like you been knew that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you been knew that was going on. Now, this is no disrespect to him, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, why do you go so hard on Diddy though like that? Like, why are you, bro, you been in, like 50 Cent been in real beef, okay? He been in real beef. That Diddy, you and Diddy is not real beef. You and Diddy is not real beef, bro. And I don't think that letter is real, but if it is real, somebody's like, oh yeah, 50 Cent. Somebody tried to say 50 Cent was a rat for writing to. He's not a rat. 50 Cent is not a rat. It's not a rat. Like, I hate when people run. I hate when people run when he's not. 50 Cent is not a rat. He's not. If he wrote a letter to the judge, he wouldn't be considered a rat, yo. I don't even think he wrote a letter to the judge, though. I really don't think so. I don't think he wrote a letter to the judge. I don't know why people is running with the narrative like he wrote a letter to the judge. 50 Cent did not write that letter to the judge. What 50 Cent is doing is trolling. That's what he's doing. Now, I wouldn't troll like that. I mean, if I was a troller, I wouldn't troll like that. I feel like that's a little above and beyond, because a person can perceive it a different way. Right? So I wouldn't troll like that. But that's 50, right? That's what he do. I wouldn't do that, but that's what he does. That trolling shit can get out of hand, man. And then it have you looking a certain way. It have you looking a little nasty. But I'm here to take up for 50 to say he's not a rat. I don't think he is a rat, and I don't think if he did wrote that letter, he's not a rat. I feel like it's just a lot, man. It's a lot of hitting, not even a hidden agenda. I don't even want to say it's a hidden agenda, because I feel like you can see it's something about Diddy that 50 Cent don't like. Now let me put myself in 50 Cent's shoes, right? And let me ask myself a question. How would I feel if my baby moms was having freak-offs? How would I feel if my baby moms was having freak-offs? How would I feel? Not only having freak-offs, but having freak-offs with a real prominent icon person that I've been trolling for years. I would feel hurt. I would feel crushed. I would feel crushed. I would feel crushed. I'm not gonna lie. And this is why I wrote a book. See me right here? I wrote a book with Master P. 9, 10, 11 other great authors. Wrote a book with Master P. You see me right here? Called Mastering Mental Health. I got the first chapter. Trauma Baby. You could purchase my book by hitting me up on Instagram, or you could just go to Amazon. Well, yeah, I wanted to, because that's a mental health issue. It's a mental health issue. It's a mental health issue. That's all that I'm saying. It's a mental health issue. And I also, might as well keep going, right? And I also wrote a children's book. Anybody could be McFly. Patch in with me, y'all. Yeah. But I don't know. I will feel crushed if my baby mother was having freak-offs with a guy that I've been trolling with, and not only having freak-offs, but having real nasty, going both ways freak-offs is wild, man. Woo, that's tough. That's tough. Right here. All right, how you doing?
Good.
That's tough, man. You gotta like kind of like put yourself in his shoes, man, and ask yourself like, how would you feel if, you know what I mean? And I feel like he probably been knew this type of stuff. See, because you got to remember, right? It's just like a rumor, right? Everybody be knowing what be going on, man. It ain't one thing about secrets for real, depending on who you are, it's not really no real secrets out here. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really not no real secrets out here. Everybody kind of like know what's going on with everybody. And this is why we got to get our mental health together because there's so many people that be doing things behind closed doors, whether they hitting women or women hitting men or they on drugs or they secretly hate you. They secretly jealous of you. It's so many things out here that be going on. And sometimes we normalize it and we be thinking to ourselves like, no, this is normal or no, that person got rights to feel how they feel. No, people really be hurting inside, man. If that was me, I don't care. It's certain things that money can't change. It's certain things that money can't buy. It's certain things that money can't cure. It is certain things that money can't buy, money can't change, money can't cure. And that's your soul. That's your heart. I'm talking about what you feel in your heart. If my baby mom's was caught, and then the things that she said, she said, I had to do it because I needed the money. She needed the money. She was doing certain things because she needed the money, and she was telling, man. Y'all heard what was going on. Y'all heard what was going on in the recordings. Y'all heard what was going on in the recordings. And it wasn't because she needed the money because 50 Cent wasn't giving her no money. You know 50. I don't know what he did or how he did it or whatever the case may be. But obviously she wanted to live a certain lifestyle. And this is the thing about women. Excuse me. And this is the thing about certain women. Y'all want to, and men too, it's a lifestyle that y'all want to live. And y'all want to keep up with the Joneses. You willing to sell your soul for it. How many different men was running, how many men was thrusting just so you can live a lifestyle? How long did you have to endure that type of events so you can live a lifestyle? I heard it be, listen, you could go to Dubai, right? Women be going to Dubai. The men don't even want to have sex with them. They just want to defecate on them. They don't even want to. Yo, women is getting paid $30,000, $40,000 just to get. That's crazy. That's crazy. These are the things that you got to think about, man. How far are you willing to go? How far are you willing to go to make sure that you got your child can have a backyard with a picket fence? Or you can live in a certain area, high rises, and with a butler and all types of stuff and a doorman. So even from a mental health perspective, right? It's evil. It is evil. It's super evil. It is super evil. And these are the things that you got to think about when it comes down to a person like, man, if that was your baby, what's up? What's up, Papa? What's the word, man?
Everything good?
Everything healthy, man?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing that you got to think about when you put yourself in a position like this, right? Like, You put yourself in a position where now I know if that was me and my kids and my son mother, I'm tight, yo. Maybe 50 won't admit to it, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna say he is or he ain't, but I'm tight. Word. Mental health is real, man. You can't hide that. You can't hide that at all. You can't hide that at all, man. How do y'all feel about that though? Do y'all feel like it's a little? Do y'all feel like it's a little jealousy? Do you feel like it's a little hate? Do you feel like it's a little like damn, I'm a little salty or a lot salty? Like, what do you think? Right. So Diddy probably gonna come home probably like he probably gonna come home like in a year and a half. Maybe two. Nah, I'm gonna put it to you like this. He's not gonna be in jail no longer than 2.5 years. That's where I'm gonna put it at. He's not gonna be in prison, in federal prison, no longer than 2.5 years. Hands down. He already got, wait a minute, hold up. If he got a year served already, he's not gonna be, yeah, about 2.5 years. I could be wrong though. Oh, I don't know them at all. I don't know 50. I don't know Diddy. I don't know them at all. I just know what I feel in my soul and what I feel in my heart. I don't know them at all, man. I know I would be crushed if I know that my baby moms was having freak offs and not just having freak offs, but having freak offs the reason why she's having the freak offs. And on top of that, I think, whoa. Now that I think about it, she wasn't really even supposed to be dealing with Diddy because Diddy was dealing with her girlfriend. So she started sneaking behind her girlfriend back dealing with Diddy. The plot just thickens, man. And it just thickens and thickens and thickens, man. Look at what you did. Then you was jealous. You having freak offs, jealous of Cassie. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, so look at. Let's start watching the game before the fourth quarter. We can always say because the fourth quarter is like okay. Start watching the game in the first quarter. Not only were you doing freak offs, right? First of all, your 50 Cent baby mother. So that, like, I'm not saying that you can't do your ones and twos, but it's certain things that you got to think about when you're doing those things. Your 50 Cent baby mother, right? So you're not a small fry out here. Boom. Diddy was already messing with your girlfriend, but you turned around and threw your shot behind closed doors. Then then you started having freak offs, and then the reason why you wanted to keep going is because you needed the money. Then you was jealous of Cassie. Man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. And then he got to do, all of them should be prosecuted. All of them. Cassie, 50 Cent baby moms, the other one, the prostitutes. Everybody should be convicted. Everybody. If you, let's just call a spade a spade. Let's just call a spade a spade. Everybody should be convicted. Mental health is real, man. This is beyond like crazy. It is evil. It's a lot of evilness, man. It's a lot of like, well, no. Let me, hold. Let's be clear. A person, as long as you're not forcing a person to do something, you can do whatever you want as long as you're not forcing them to do it. And I'm talking about adults. I am talking about adults. I'm talking about adults. Being an adult. I'm not talking about statutory R and I'm not talking about R. I'm talking about a clear adult. If you're not forced to do certain things, then it's none of nobody business. And this is why I'm not talking about what that man was doing. Because none of them said he was forcing them to do anything. I don't think it was that. I think 50 Cent was taking care of his child. I think 50 Cent was taking care of his child, man. I don't think it was that at all. I don't think it was that at all. I think 50 Cent was taking care of his child. I think 50 Cent was taking care of his child. And she wanted more for her personal lifestyle. And when you look at it, she wanted more for her personal lifestyle. Yeah, I'm from Philly. She wanted more for her personal lifestyle. That's it. That's it. As long as you, shout out to Upper Darby for sure. As long as you are if you are an adult, you have to be an adult. If you are an adult, then, and nothing is forced, I'm not getting involved in none of that. That's none of my business. That is none of my business. I'm not here to talk down on somebody and their preferences. That's not what I'm here for. I am not here for that. You won't hear me talking about that. You won't hear me doing none of that because that's on you. Like Hugh Hefner had a bunch of 18s and 21s up in that spot. You want my personal opinion? Or do you want the facts? Because my personal opinion is my personal opinion. The facts are the facts. Go Phils. The facts are the facts. Shout out to Tommy Benson. Appreciate the love, y'all. Appreciate all the love that people was on here. I appreciate it. But the facts are the facts, y'all. I can tell you how I feel personally when it come down to me and my moral compass, when it come down to how I feel about certain things. But if you're not breaking the law, what I feel is just how I feel in my space. I'm not here to talk about that. What I feel from my moral perspective, or from how I feel when it comes down to, yo, When I feel how I feel when it comes down to my morals and my integrity and my principles and what I stand on, that's what I feel. Because even if it's legal, don't mean it's right to me. But I'm not going to say you're wrong. That man ain't forced nobody to do nothing. Yo, that man ain't forced nobody to do nothing. Nothing at all. I don't know what to tell y'all. What's up, baby? How you? You all right? Everything good? That man ain't forced nobody to do nothing at all. So I'm not going to sit up here and talk about that. I know one thing, we always believe, I'm talking about we always believe the one that's the prettiest though. We always believe the most prettiest ones. And come to find out they be nasty work. Now, if you want to talk about don't nobody deserve to get beat on. Don't nobody deserve to get hit. Well, nobody deserves to get punched on, dragged, and beat on. Nobody deserves that. At all. Nobody deserves that. But again, she didn't want to prosecute him. She wanted the money. She wanted the money. She didn't want him to do no prison time or no jail time. So which one, we know that money helps out a lot. We know that. But don't run around advocating for domestic violence survivors because you didn't want that man to go to prison. You wanted the money. So in my eyes, how I'm looking at things is, if you were an advocate for domestic violence survivors, the first thing I'm going to think of is you're going to tell them if you could sue them, sue them. Thank you, bro. But early on time, man, I'm clocking in now. I'm clocked out, man. I appreciate the love and support. Follow me on Instagram at b.mcfly_. That's b.mcfly_. I wrote a book out called Mastering Mental Health with Master P. And I also got a children's book called Anybody Can Be McFly. Support me, y'all, man. This is a great community over here. Support me, please. Love and loyalty, man. And I'm out. Let's go.